The plaque reads, Herb Fishel, for his outstanding accomplishments and significant contributions to the Corvette. Induction to the Corvette Hall of Fame, September 4th, 2015.
Thanks, Jerry, and to all the GM Design folks here tonight. You are always a constant source of inspiration. We grew up with dreams about life's possibilities. And in a career, we benefit from products by others and are presented the opportunity to make them better. Ed Cole created the small block V8 engine. Zora Duntov made the Corvette a reality. One of my dreams was to win the 24 Hours of Le Mans. This goal was achieved in 2001, and it really established the Corvette as a world-class sports car. But one doesn't achieve the success alone. Racing is the ultimate team sport, and I was blessed to be part of a really great team. I had the support of key executives like Jim Perkins, Gary Dickinson, Lloyd Royce. Under the watchful eye of Joe Spillman, Dave Hill, and Russ McLean, a fellow inductee tonight, were making John Cafaro's dream a reality, the C5 Corvette. The GM Racing Group was formed in, oddly enough, 1989, and it really consolidated the engineering resources in GM. And that was a very critical aspect of mounting an attack to go to Le Mans. Le Mans is not a cheap date, and it takes a lot of resources, a lot of people to climb that mountain. We formed business relationships with people like Jim Miller at Pratt & Miller, Fritz Kale at K-Tech Engines. And this is a type of team you have to bring together to go after Le Mans. The journey actually began with a small expedition team in 1989. And with the exception of Henri Perrier, who unfortunately had a fall a few weeks ago and injured his knee, members or representatives of that 1989 expedition team are here tonight. I would like for all of you to stand and introduce the team, and we'll give them some applause afterward. Bill Broderick. You may recognize Bill as the Hat Man from NASCAR. Bill had previously been at Le Mans with Billy Hagan and had some experience with it. Don Taylor. Don, oddly enough, when I submitted a travel request to go to Le Mans, it had like 8 or 9 names on it. And you know what it takes to go to Le Mans. I mean, you can't even get a wide-angle shot of a team. Well, the executive in charge sent it back and said, why do you need so many people? Don actually paid his own way to Le Mans that year. The noted journalist, William Jeans. Williams was established at Le Mans, and by identifying and being with him, he gave us credibility for being there with the ACO and people like that. Our little general was Benoit Forget, a little Frenchman that had worked with NASCAR. He worked with the ACO. He had the inside track. And his widow is here with us tonight, Teresa Forget. Teresa, will you please stand? And there's finally was John Pierce. And John was this kind of mad-hired science with silver hair who had been a very avid sports car racer, SCCA, and grassroots type racing. And John, again, had built a sports car platform that ultimately led to Le Mans. You have to remember in General Motors, if it wasn't NASCAR or it wasn't IndyCar, it wasn't that easy picking to get resources. And thanks to that group of people, we got that. So Shirley Pierce, the widow of John, is here tonight. Shirley, would you please stand? Here's Shirley. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the expedition team that got the ball rolling at Le Mans. How about a nice round of applause? The lessons you learn in motorsports can benefit any business. And consequently, the lessons you learn from great business people and winners can benefit racing. And throughout my career, I was fortunate to be around winning people. The Herzog brothers, Stan and Randy in the railway construction business. Dick Williams, a key mover and executive in the software industry. Jerry Bradley, creator and producer of the first platinum country music album, The Wanted, The Outlaws. These are all winners. Scooter Brothers, CEO of Comp Cams, former chairman of SEMA. Jim McFarland, the ultimate reservoir of knowledge for the small block V8 Chevy engine, Smokey Yunick, Zora Duntov. Jim is a library. Rick Vogeland, the journalist that documented my career in Chevy. I share a common characteristic with fellow inductees Rick Hendrick and Russ McLean. All of us mastered the art of working against the grain, and you know what that means. Fred Wagenhals, whose company Action Performance created the limited edition race models, cars, that brought joy to millions of people, one of 10,000. Fred, amazing success story. Jim Miller, businessman extraordinary and a true gentleman racer. Chris Paulson, who like Speedy Bill Smith has helped sustain open wheel racing. Automotive fine artist Gary Hill. All of these things are part of this great business of motorsports. Bob Larrabee Sr., the creator of the Custom Car Show, the king of custom cars. Longtime GM colleague and good friend, Vince Bandersky. We go back to the very first days at Buick and ended up in the tech center at the end of our careers. All of these individuals, I learned things about winning. It wasn't in racing, but there were the lessons that helped you win in racing too. So it's a two-way street there. Great drivers like Darrell Waltrip, my goodness. Ron Fellows, Ron's here tonight. Andy Pilgrim. You don't win races alone. I mean, it's very much a team business. Don Prudhomme. Don Prudhomme is absolutely the Richard Petty of drag racing. If you don't believe it, talk with him, watch him in action. I mean, I get up this morning, it's my big day, right? Open USA Today and reading a sports section. Whose picture's in the sports section? Prudhomme. Anyway, Tommy Kendall. And Tommy, GTU, IMSA. The sports car thing in GM took a gradual course to the top. It started back in Trans Am, GTU, GTO. Tommy was very much a part of the early forming the mentality and the attitude of winning sports car racing. And my dear friend, Max Angelini. Max is a perfect Italian. We've had more fun in Italy, more fun in everywhere we go. And Max, thank you for being here tonight. Each of these gentlemen has demonstrated the will and the ability to win. There's also a prominent automotive icon in the audience tonight, and I consider him one of the most enlightened people I have ever met. His most recent effort was to compete in the Isle of Man Tourist Trophy. If you know the Isle of Man event, you know it's a little scary. Well, he competed with an electric-powered motorcycle. Please welcome Hirotosha Honda and his wife, Heiko. Please stand. A sincere thanks to all of you gentlemen for sharing your knowledge and for being friends. GM Racing alumni are here tonight, and they're the core of the program. We had a little private time together earlier, and with all the GM Racing alumni, please stand, and let's give them a great round of applause. They're out there. When I learned of my selection to the Hall of Fame, I identified 4 objectives, personal objectives, to show my appreciation. One was to reach out, recognize, and reward the people that helped me achieve my goals. I committed to raise the awareness and prestige of the Hall of Fame, not only for current but for future inductees. And from a broader perspective, I want to elevate the overall exposure and prominence of the National Corvette Museum. And finally, to mentor and encourage young automotive enthusiasts to follow their dreams. Thanks to a strong work ethic inherited from my father and a fundamental skill set acquired at North Carolina State University, I'm standing up here tonight. I'm grateful that Dr. Richard Gold, the department head of Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering from NC State, is here tonight, along with Michael Walsh, the Director of Development for the MAE department in North Carolina State. After graduating from college, I fundamentally left North Carolina and in ensuing years had minimum contact with my family. And this event has given me the opportunity to reconnect with my family. And in a fun and meaningful way, as my sisters, nieces, nephews have come together to form my Corvette Hall of Fame team. And with the help of this team, a celebration is planned for tomorrow with friends and family and business partners. And we decided to celebrate in a big way, to really knock one out of the park. And thanks to all of the sponsors that came forward, and they're in your program, we're going to achieve that objective. I'm a very lucky man, and I really hit the jackpot when I met my wife, Sandy. So thank you for being there for me. And in summary, I want to thank everyone who's supported my nomination. And to all my special friends here tonight and Corvette enthusiasts worldwide, always enjoy the ride. Thank you.
Thank you.